Get in the drops. Oh, we got a nice berm here. Hey guys, what's going on? Tour Cruise here, checking in here in Southeast Michigan in my hometown, going on my second ever gravel ride on my new gravel bike. And in today's test, we're going to be actually going on some mountain bike trails to see how the bike performs there. I'm starting today's ride over in Lake Orion, which, as the name suggests, has a bunch of lakes around, and beautiful place to start today's ride. I've also added a few accessories to my bike. I've got a bottle cage now, I've got a mounted pump here, I've got my saddlebag with my spare tubes, so hopefully we don't get any flats today, but I am riding a little bit of a higher pressure. I've never ridden a gravel bike on mountain bike trails before, so I'm going to start with a little higher pressure, maybe lower it down as we go. But we've got some awesome trails around here, so let's go ahead and start with the ride. We're starting over here on the pavement, and as you can tell, Michigan doesn't have the best quality of pavement, but I've plugged in a route with some of the local trails. There's actually about 3 or more different mountain bike large park networks around here that we can ride, and this isn't exactly my hometown. This is about 30 minutes away from my actual hometown, so I did used to ride here like 10 plus years ago a little bit, but my memory's a little bit fuzzy, so I'm not sure exactly where I'm going, and I'm sure the trails have changed quite a bit. So, but I've got a map downloaded on my computer, just stalked some other riders in the area to just put something together so we can test it out on some of the trails. But yeah, I definitely do not want to ride a road bike here, that's for sure, because there's just potholes all over. Unless I was racing, I'd probably 100% go gravel bike for living in this area if I had to choose between the two. Mountain bike, though, might still be king. We'll see how this performs on the actual mountain bike trails. So we got to stop here. We're going to some gravel right here. Ugh. So yeah, you don't want to hit some of those big bumps, and there's some massive holes on some of these dirt roads too, so you're still going to feel it without any suspension, but it's not that bad if you choose the right lines, and even if you do hit them, it's still not that bad. I don't think I've ever entered this trail. We've got Bald Mountain, which is a large park trail network around here. We've got Addison Oaks. We've also got Stony Creek Metro Park, which is more towards Rochester. I think that's where I needed to turn. Yeah, I missed the turn, so I'm gonna turn off here. Actually, I haven't done much like mountain biking in so long that I'm wearing sunglasses right now. I probably don't need them. Like clear lenses would probably be better, but here we are. We're on the trail. And first test of the gravel bike. So I don't know if I should ride in the hoods or in the drops. Yeah, the drops feel a lot better. I've got my finger on the brake. I like to ride like one finger on the brake, but maybe I should ride 2 here just to be safe. And yeah, for this kind of trail, like perfectly fine. And yeah, for this kind of trail, this is perfectly fine. Like, we don't really have any actual mountains here in Michigan, at least not southern Michigan. So it's a lot of flowy trails like this. And yeah, I feel perfectly fine on this. So we'll see how it goes once we need some braking power on some of the downhills, and once we go to more like technical sections with rock gardens and stuff. I mean, this kind of trail you can even ride on a road bike, honestly. Man, it's been a while, but it feels so nice to be back on some flowy trails. It is kind of weird riding them on a drop handlebar kind of setup though. But yeah, feeling good still. Oh geez. Oh, why is that branch just sticking out? And I'm still not like 100% used to these shifters. It was fine when I was riding on the gravel roads, but like here, when you need to make instant shift decisions, I'm definitely like a second too late because I'm hesitating. These are the new like micro shifters. So my first time using them, and yeah, it'll just take a few practice rounds and I'm sure I'll get used to it pretty quick. Because yeah, changing gears is really important when you got those quick turns and like an uphill. But yeah, this is a really nice smooth trail for the first test. I'm actually not sure if we're going on any like rougher trails while we're back here or not, but we'll see. I'm just following the map. What the riders did before me, it looked like we had a turn there. We could have gone either way. I'm going this way. We'll see where it leads us. But yeah, in the summer, I used to love riding mountain bike because it was a great way to cool off. You don't have to deal with the direct sunlight for the most part. Oh geez, oh! Okay, that was a little rough on some of those big bumps, but maybe something we can fix if we lower some of the tire pressure a little bit. I don't want to risk it right now. Oh, little rock garden. Oh, it's muddy. This is what I really didn't want. It was raining all day yesterday. I waited most of the day hoping everything would dry out, but looks like we still had a few little puddles there. I'm going super slow because I don't like making new bikes dirty, at least not right away. But that was okay. Might have to buy a pair of like fenders for these. I heard like the month before I came here for my trip to Michigan, they had a drought. It didn't rain for like 3-4 weeks. So they're finally starting to get some rain here. Well, I'm here. And yeah, my line choices definitely need improvement, but it is kind of hard to see in here. I've got the sunglasses on and it is shady. So I probably would be better off just taking off the sunglasses. Yeah, that's a huge difference. Should have done that right in the beginning. So I think I'll have to get some lighter shades for doing more mountain biking in the shade. But yeah, this kind of double track, smooth trails, still really fun on the gravel bike. And we're even getting a little bit of elevation change. Like, I'm not used to it because in Vietnam we just have a lot of like bigger, longer climbs, but here it's just punchy, like up, down. And oh, definitely heavier than my road bike, which is what I'm used to lately. So yeah, this will be a great workout. Now I remember why I was never good at long sustained climbs before, because this is all what I used to train on. This up, down, twist, turn, up, down, twist, turn. But I'm really excited to bring my wife over here. For anyone new to the channel, my wife Tung, she's back in Vietnam right now, spending time with her family, and she's not really done much like gravel riding or mountain biking, so I'm really excited to bring her to this environment once we move here, early next year hopefully, and she can just enjoy the peacefulness of riding back here with like very few people, no cars, no danger of traffic. Like you'll see deer and turkey out here sometimes too, depending on the season. Sometimes hikers, some dog walkers, but I don't know, some trails they separate, some trails they mix. But yeah, we've only seen like one person so far since we've been out here. And we got some different direction we can go. I'm gonna turn left again. I'm just following the map. But I may be wrong. I believe this is one of the Bald Mountain trails. And I think there's like different parts of the Bald Mountain Park. So I'm not sure like what separates them. But yeah, this is definitely more of a beginner oriented trail, which is fine. I don't know how much I'd want to ride this on a advanced trail. At least with the road, the 700 wheel setup, it might be better if you put the 650 and the actual mountain bike tires on. Let's push it a little bit on this hill. Whoo! Then we can enjoy the downhill. Yeah, still a little nervous through some of the turns, but that's another big thing with mountain biking. Once you're more experienced with it, and especially if you know your trails, I don't like to go too fast on a new trail for the first time, unless I have a rider in front of me that I can follow their lines. and trust their judgment. Back when I used to race mountain bike, like across the Midwest, we'd often show up at trails and didn't have enough time to do a practice lap, so often my first lap on the first lap of the race would be my first time on the course. But it's fine as long as you have some experienced people in front of you who know the right lines. But it's funny, I'm actually getting a little out of breath right now. Let's check my heart rate. Oh yeah, I'm about 145 right now, so not too high, but I'm sure it's definitely going up and down with all the little hills. So it's going down now. Let's check it again on the next uphill. And I just want to avoid all these wet areas. Let's see, can we go right here? Oh yeah, it's coming back. This is really cool. Like, I'm just staying with some family right now, and it's really cool to have these trails like right in the backyard. That's why I really love this particular area, because we have so many mountain bike trails like this. And like, this is more double track, but we have more single track trails as well. I'm more familiar with the Rochester ones, like Bloomer Park and Stony Creek. I'm not as familiar with like Addison Oaks and Bald Mountain over here in Lake Orion. So yeah, heart rate up to 150 right now, but I also haven't been riding much the last 2 weeks, so my heart rate data might be a little bit off right now, just because I've been busy like doing other things, seeing family, and haven't had much time to train. I've also been riding some e-bikes, the fat tire e-bikes lately, which have been a lot of fun, but can't really call that serious training. It could be if you want it to be, actually. Like, you can actually get a really good workout riding them, surprisingly so. But I've been riding like with family and friends, like, so that more casual rides. They're not like serious cyclists or anything. The one thing I don't like about riding on the hoods is I feel like I don't get enough braking power when I'm in there. It's probably better if I should ride more on the drops. And you got to be really careful on those bridges. If they're wet, you'll just slide, especially if it's like a corner bridge like that. And oh, we got a crossing on one of the dirt roads here. Traffic doesn't stop, so just make sure to look. Oh yeah. This is so great. Yeah, because I get really comfortable like going through twisty stuff or uphills on the hoods. I like that position, but I forget to switch to the drops on the downhill. And if I forget that, I might not have enough braking power like to be comfortable on the top. So I'll remember this time. Oh yeah. So yeah, the more I get used to riding the bike and how it moves over different obstacles, like the less painful that is. So there's definitely a little learning curve, because if you're used to like riding mountain bikes with suspension, you can hit things a certain way and you can expect like a certain smoothness over it, but totally different on this. So my like natural reactions and reflexes are a little bit off, but slowly honing them in. Oh, we got a nice berm here. Woo. Yeah, I imagine once you know the lines on this trail, you can just fly through here. Oh, got a bridge. It's so crazy. Like, it's been years since I've really mountain biked, and especially on like trails in Michigan, it's probably been like 10 years. So as I'm doing this, just a lot of like muscle memory kicking in, a lot of memories I haven't like thought of in a long time, just flooding back in, like memories of old training sessions, old races that were sort of like locked away. So it's a cool feeling. A little greasy here, but yeah, these tires have been great. I'm really liking the default like stock tire choice here. The Kenda Happy Mediums. But I am definitely getting a workout. This bike is a good like 7 pounds heavier than the bike I'm used to. And just all the ups and downs and like quick power output that you need on a mountain bike uphill. I love it though. This style of riding is way more suited to me. Get in the drops. And bomb it. Woo. Yeah, I definitely prefer riding on the hoods through most of the flats, the little rollers, the uphills. Just got to get used to transitioning to the drops if there's a serious downhill. And sometimes you don't know what's coming around the next turn until it's too late. Here we go. Another little pond there. Oop. Beautiful. Oh my God. We can turn right. Looks like there's quite a decent trail network back here. And that's how I actually got started in the mountain biking in the first place. Just because we had so many trails like this in my neighborhood. And I'd sometimes ride my bike to school or ride my bike to soccer practice and have to cut through the trails. And that's how I got into it. So very fortunate in this area just to have all of this. Like that's one thing I've learned just in all the places I've lived across the US, internationally, is not many places have this like infrastructure, like set up these parks with these trails. So I definitely took it for granted growing up, thinking like every place was like this, and it's not. One sort of downside with the mechanical brakes is they definitely don't have like the stopping power that I want. That you'd get with like hydraulic on like downhill trails. They're fine for like road in most situations, but I definitely feel like I'm not getting as much like quickness on the stopping power as I would with other brakes that I've used. But that could be different things. They could just not be broken in yet. There could be adjustments that could be made. So it's hard to say. But I mean, they've been fine for all the downhills so far. It could also be a problem with my reflexes, just because I'm used to using disc on like road descents, and there's other factors here like bumps and sticks and everything, loose rocks that you got to account for. Check out this cool little swamp right here. Creepy. So I'm just about to get off this trail system back on the gravel roads right now, and just wanted to do a quick stop and check in on the bike. And you can see it didn't get too muddy in here, but I definitely made a mistake getting the clear water bottle, I think. I got this because I thought it would be nicer for like cleaning. You can make sure everything's clean. We got a little ant on there too. But yeah, I mean, when you're riding on the mud, you can't expect your bike to stay too clean. But just look how beautiful it is back here. Like just the scenery here, like everything's just covered with all these trees. We got a lot of nice shade. It's also really nice, the sunset here is really late, like it doesn't get dark until 9 p.m. I think it's already like 4:30 or 5 right now, and it's normally getting dark in Vietnam at like 5 o'clock. So like we still got 4 hours of sunlight, which is amazing. I've got more time to ride, more time to film more videos, but yeah, riding the gravel bike on this kind of trail has been doing really great. I'm gonna try and test it out later on some more advanced trails as well, but for this kind of stuff, no problems. But I am remembering some of the negatives of mountain biking, and that is if you stop in the trail in the middle of summer, you're gonna get swarmed with bugs. So I'm not gonna stop here for too long. I'm gonna continue on with my ride. But for this video, just the first impression of riding the gravel bike on the mountain bike trail, I think it's doing a really good job so far. Part of it might be my technique and still getting used to it, but there are some improvements that could be made. But so far, so good. And I'm going to continue on with my ride and do some more testing, and we'll check back in a future video with the long-term update. But let me know if you have any tips for riding gravel bikes on mountain bike trails. Do you recommend it? Do you not recommend it? Let me know why. And that's going to be it for today's video. If you're interested in this bike by Poseidon, this is their X Ambition. I'm testing out right now. I'll leave the link down below so you can go check it out. It's a $900 gravel bike, so pretty amazing performance for a bike at that price range. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and a big thank you as well to all of our awesome supporters over on Patreon. Thanks to your guys' support, we're able to continue filming more videos like this, so big thank you to you guys. And if you want to help support the channel, check out our Patreon link, and we'll see you next time here on Two Wheel Cruise. Later. So one other negative for riding a gravel bike on mountain bike trails, I just got a pinch flat. Possibly my fault for not having the right tire pressure and also starting to get a little too confident on some of those downhills.